Hello you guys, my name is Rifley and this video has been asked by so many people, so I thought I'd make a video on how to get better at bloodstrike. Now there are a lot of things you should look out for when you're playing bloodstrike. First being game sense, second being your aim, third being your movement, and fourth being your position overall. Now let's get to game sense. Now game sense is to expect where enemies are, to rotate properly. It's kind of something you already have to have before playing any kind of BR game. And sometimes it just comes naturally and other times you have to practice. But with enough practice you could master game sense. So let's imagine we're in the middle of prison and you have two people on top of you. You're on the let's say second floor, and there are three people on the ceiling or the roof, and then there are two people right in front of you on the third floor. What are you gonna do? First of all, you're gonna scout the area, see if you can peek them. If not, then you're gonna go up the stairs and see if you can get one of them not looking at you, or just surprise them. If you see that the situation is unwinnable, for example, they have purple Evo and you have blue, or they're holding a head glitch, then you're gonna naturally just run away. Now, if they are weak and you're not, then fully push them. It's pretty simple, and that brings us to the second part of the video, which is your aim. Now, your aim is pretty important when it comes to bloodstrike. Of course, the aim assist, blah blah blah, aimbot, blah blah blah. Yeah, I don't play with aim assist, so I cannot use the excuse of, oh, the game aims for me. Even with aim assist, you still require some sort of, basic tracking. And the best way to practice your aim is to go into the range and just test out the different sensitivity settings until you find the perfect one. Then you just try to track the pots or the targets in the range, see where it goes. Of course, the aim assist I do recommend turning off when you're in the range, so you have the raw aim, and that way it's easier to just practice. Then, of course, if you do play with aim assist, then don't forget to turn it on once you go into the lobby. Now, there's a lot of guns, there's a lot of different loadouts, and you can build your gun however you'd like. But if you ask me, I'd build my gun without any kind of movement stat. Why? Because movement is not something you should be worrying about here, because we'll get to why later. You should always focus on range and recoil, or accuracy. Why? Because it's easier to hit your targets. If you start shooting them first, you're probably gonna win the fight, unless something happens. But you're always guaranteed to win a battle if you start shooting first. So, always keep an eye out and try to be the first one to shoot. Now, here are my builds if you're interested. I mainly use the AK, the CAG, the SCAR, the P90, and the MP155. But I do mix in the sniper from now and then. Not really often because I'm asked with snipers, but I did try to use it from time to time. Now, that brings us to the third part of the video, which is your movement. Now, the movement is quite easy to perform in bloodstrike, because you can only slide, jump, slide cancel. There's limited movement in this game, but you can use it to your advantage, because not a lot of people do. Now, what some people do is strafe when they shoot, and that's pretty useful, but it's still not enough. But if you strafe and jump with it, like just spam jump while you're strafing, then it's gonna make you a harder target. It's gonna make you a harder target, and the enemy's aim assist won't track you as much as it normally does. So always focus on strafing, jumping, using movement to your best advantage, because that can get you in out of a lot of complicated situations. Another thing you should look out on is your HUD. you have to make your HUD perfect as to where you're comfortable pressing buttons to make it the easiest way to escape situations or even aim or whatever you want to do. Just make sure your HUD is comfortable, make sure your settings are comfortable, and then just practice in unranked or go to ranked itself and practice against sweatier people. Of course, you'll lose most of the time because you're still getting you're still getting used to the controls, you're still getting used to all this, but you will eventually get it. And now for the fourth part, your positioning. Now, in BR, doesn't matter what game you're in, the most important part of BR is to hold high ground. Why? Because it makes you a harder target. You can hold head glitches on people. The aim assist doesn't track the head as much as it does to the body. So if you're holding a head glitch, you're guaranteed to win the fight unless you like fuck up someone. But it should be free. So whenever you're playing ranked or anything, just try to keep high ground. Just try to keep high ground no matter the situation, and you're probably gonna win. If things go south, you can always just go down and escape. It's pretty easy. It's pretty easy to do anything like that. Last but not least, your HUD, as I said, pretty important part. Now here's my HUD. Of course, I use 4 fingers, which is like pretty normal nowadays, but I've been using 4 fingers for like 1 year, 2 years now, and I've gotten accustomed to it. Now, if you're a thumbs player, I suggest you just try to play 3 fingers or even 4. I went from thumbs to 4 fingers. It wasn't that difficult. It took me like 3 days to get used to it. It's not that difficult. So if you do want to get somewhere in this game, I definitely recommend you trying 3 fingers, 4 fingers, if you're not already. And then your HUD, just make the buttons as comfortable as they can be, so that you have an easier way of hitting them. Well, that's about it. I hope I was able to help you guys. If I wasn't, then I'm sorry. But this is a basic of the game. And if you guys want more videos just explaining things, let me know. I usually make a lot of tips and tricks on the Discord server, which is discord.gg/bloodstrike. So if you want some, just join up.